be drawing 5 different famous paintings in 10 seconds all the way to 10 hours. And trust me, these did not turn out how I expected. Now remember, each timeline has to be drawn in a different art style. And because I like to trust myself out for content, I also added a little challenge in for each and every single one of these drawings. So let's just get started and pray for me. Editor Shay here, so I just want to let you know that I'm going to be hiding 5 hidden Mickeys throughout this entire video. Let me know in the comments with the timestamp if you can find all of them. And for the 10-hour drawing, we're going to be hiding 10 hidden Mickeys, so stay to the end and see if you can find all 10. Okay, so for the first drawing, which is going to be Starry Night, challenge number 1 is going to be I only have 3 tries to be able to get the drawing as close to this
as possible.
Honestly, 10 seconds is not enough time to fully do anything. Let's just hope for the best for this. Attempt number 1. And go. The style for this is going to be cartoon. At one point, I felt like I forgot how to use Procreate. Like, I could not change the color right here. I felt like I had 0 brain cells and I could not draw. If you don't think this is hard, I would say definitely try this yourself. But now time is up and it looks a mess. This is attempt number 1. Obviously, I didn't do anything. You can't really do much in 10 seconds. So, let's give it another go. Alright? So, I'm thinking this time I'm going to make sure I hit this as fast as I can. Pick the color, pick the color, pick the color. I just got to practice this because the last one I hesitated too much and I only have 2 more attempts at trying to get this anything close to this. And I don't think it's possible. But we're going to try it today. You know what? I'm going to be confident. I can do this. I will do this. I will get this done. Okay? Let's just jump right into it. 3, 2, 1, go. Honestly, I don't know what gave me that false confidence because this doesn't even look right already. I thought maybe if I thought positive, then I would have a positive result. And that obviously was not the case because I don't even know what this is. Yeah. Okay, so now we have a middle finger, a 2, a moon, and whatever this is. Obviously, that little practice with hitting this didn't work out because I was still hesitating. I feel like when the timer starts, I'm under so much pressure that I just cannot get it right. But we have 1 more attempt. This is the final attempt. Let's just hope that this comes out good, okay? I really gotta lock in, so I'm not gonna be talking at all throughout this one. I don't know why I said that because I wasn't even talking throughout the last ones, but this one I really locked in. I was determined to get this a little bit close to that drawing. It don't look good, but it look better than the last ones, I'll say. And time is up now, so let's see. Okay, so by far, this is probably the best one that I've done. I'm kind of proud of this. You know, we got the little scenery down here, the moon, the this thing, and a little squirrel. I think that is a good enough attempt. Okay, the audio got messed up here, but I was basically saying I wanted to rank these from best to worst, with 3 being obviously the best one out of all of them, and then number 2 was most definitely the worst one out of the 3. I don't even know what that is. So, let's move on to painting number 2. Okay, so painting number 2 is the screen. And for this one, there's also going to be a challenge with it. This challenge is that it's going to be a single line drawing. I just muted myself because I was going too in detail with what a single line drawing is. A single line drawing is just a drawing with 1 line, so that's pretty easy. Something like that. But hopefully, since I only have a minute to draw this one, it comes out just a teeny bit better. Oh, I forgot to mention. Editor Shay here again. I was struggling with trying to explain what I was trying to say. So basically for me to add color, I'm going to have to add a new line. But if I add a new line of color, I can't go back to the previous color. So basically I can do multiple lines. They just have to be on separate layers. I don't know if that makes sense and I don't know if that's cheating, but hey, it's my rules. I make the rules. Oh, and I already hit 2 hidden Mickeys. So if you didn't find them yet, keep looking for the rest of them. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Let's go. Obviously, I don't have that much time, so I still do have to move kind of fast. I really underestimated how hard this was going to be. I don't think I ever did a single line drawing before, and it shows. I don't know why every time when I get to the 1 minute challenge, I be swearing that I have a lot of time, but as soon as you start, you realize that a minute is not that much time. I'm trying to click the colors, and it's not working, and then it finally started working, and now the time is up. This is the finished piece. You know, I wanted to add some that. I feel like that would have made it a little bit better, but obviously not. Let's see what I can do with this with unlimited amount of time. Okay, so I think I did this probably about 5 minutes or something like that. But obviously this is not my area of expertise because I don't think it turned out that good. So let's just jump into the next drawing, and hopefully with the next art style, it'll be a little bit better. Okay, so painting number 3 is going to be the iconic Mona Lisa. The challenge for this one is going to be that I cannot use this original color palette, so I can't do like this and pick the color. It has to be a completely different color palette. And the art style for this one is going to be anime style. You know, I'm not too good with anime style. I don't really draw an anime style, so this is going to be pretty hard for me to do. But I have 10 minutes, so I hope that within those 10 minutes, I can be able to get this done. And for this one specifically, I'm just going to do a voiceover, and I'll do the time lapse so that y'all won't have to sit and watch me do this for the full 10 minutes. So I'm just going to expose myself right now. I'm not really good at drawing anime, so I did pull up a reference photo on my computer behind the screen that you can't see. I know that is cheating, but I didn't trace it and I didn't copy it bar for bar. So. And we're about to go into the time lapse from Procreate because my phone died and it stopped the recording. I still had the timer up for this, and I put my phone on the charger really quick. I paused in between so that I could charge my phone. So sooner or later we'll go back to the real life point of view. But so far Stink is looking good, and the color that I chose for her outfit was purple. I don't know why I chose purple, but you're on the time crunch. I feel like you make crazy choices, so I feel like I should have did a different color, but it looks okay. So time is up. This is the best that I could have did in 10 minutes. I don't know, maybe I could have did better. I would have hoped to have gotten a background in there. So just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna add in a background and see how long that would have taken me. Okay, so just for the sake of the video, I didn't go too detailed with the background, but now I think it looks a little bit more better with some type of background in the background. I don't know how many times I said background, but this is the finished 10-minute piece. So let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Now we're going to move on to the 1 hour drawing. Transition sound effect. Alright, so for painting number 5, the style of this one is going to be realism. So I'm trying to get it as close to this as possible, since this is already like a realism style drawing. And the challenge with this one is that I'm going to have to make this with no line art at all. So no finished line art. I can draw a sketch, but just no line art, right? So let's go. It honestly felt so good to have some real time to be able to get something done. I felt so relaxed. I did not feel stressed, but at the same time I was still nervous that time was going to run out any second. So I don't think the sketch came out too close to the reference photo. I'm 30 minutes in now. Honestly, it do not look like the reference photo at all. I mean, not at all, it just doesn't look exactly like it. So I was trying to like use the liquify tool and stuff, but this is the finished piece. Let me know what you rated out of 10 in the comments, because I like it, but not that much. Since I didn't record this in real life, y'all can't see the timer. I'm just going to show you the canvas information inside of Procreate, and it shows you how long it takes to draw this picture. And there it is, 1 hour and 6 minutes. I mean, 6 minutes is over, but it's not that bad. But now let's go to the 10-hour drawing. Editor Shay here. This is actually challenge number 5, not number 6. I skipped number 4, so I f***ed up, but yeah. The painting number 6, The Last Supper. So I have 10 hours to try to get a lot done. So I literally just started yapping right here about how much work I had to do. You can see that it's a lot of work, so yeah, I'm just gonna skip through this. But the twist for this, so the challenge is going to be, I'm gonna have to make every single one of these characters into cartoon characters that matches up with what each one of these people represent. I went really detailed with this because I was trying to make sure I pick all the right characters. Like, I have so much things in my little Milanote thing. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just like to, map out all of my thoughts. Like, these are the references that I used. So let's get started. So in my recreation of The Last Supper, I wanted each cartoon character to directly represent what each of the 12 apostles represent in the original Last Supper. So I chose Aang from Avatar because he represents peace, balance, and spiritual leadership. Far left of the Last Supper, we have Bartholomew. I chose Goofy to represent him because he's very loyal. I thought he fit well. Then we have James the Lesser. He represents humility, and I chose Finn from Adventure Time because he has a lot of personal growth on the show. Andrew, who represents openness, and I thought Olaf was a great fit for this. Here's St. Peter, who was known to be very passionate, and I thought Donald Duck's temper fit perfectly for this spot. And for Judas, who represents betrayal, I chose Plankton because he's like the bad guy SpongeBob, always trying to steal the secret formula. For John, I chose Mulan because he represents love. Mulan is like driven by deep love for her father and her family to risk her life. We have Simon, who is a very wise leader, so Rafiki from Lion King was a great match for this. Thaddeus Jude, who is very enthusiastic for his faith, and SpongeBob is also naive and enthusiastic and extremely loyal to his friends. Matthew was known to be analytical, so I thought Dexter fit well. And we have James the Greater, who was a strong leader, and I thought Simba was a perfect fit for this. I don't think anyone else would have been a better fit for that. Now, Philip was very devoted, and Ariel was very devoted to learn about life above sea. And lastly, Thomas, he was known to question everything like a skeptic, and Thelma from Scooby-Doo was definitely the same way, so she fit well. Now we are 2 hours in, and we have 8 hours left for this drawing. Now you know why I chose all the characters to represent each and every single one of the people that was in the Last Supper. Now we're starting on the line work, and then I'm going to color in the background. I didn't want to choose colors that stood out too much because the background isn't really going to be the focal point, but I also wanted to add something different to the background, so I chose movie posters to go on the walls in the background. We are 3 hours in now, so now I'm going to go in and color each and every single one of the characters. I feel like this part took the longest because I really wanted to make sure they looked it like themselves. Make sure to do a really detailed sketch so that the line work won't be just like having to refine any details inside the line work, so I made sure the sketch was really precise to how I wanted the line work to look. We're 4 hours in, and now I'm wondering, like, am I even going to get this done in time? And then I couldn't rush through it because I wanted to still look good, and I still had a whole bunch of other elements that I wanted to add, like everything that's supposed to be on the table. I literally just did the outline for all the characters on the left side first, and then I colored them in one by one instead of doing the outline of each and then coloring in each. And now that I'm done the characters, we're 5 hours in, and I'm about to finally start off with the things on the table. I wanted to add some shading for the pictures in the background so they can blend in more. And for the items on the table, I wanted them to directly represent something that each character uses in the show or in their movie. SpongeBob got a jellyfish net, Dexter got that experiment, Ariel has the little fork. 6 hours in, but Thelma has a magnifying glass, got the secret formula, and then we have Finn's sword on the table. Around this point in the drawing, I'm focused on the ceiling because I'm trying to figure out what other elements that I want to add into this, because I was basically going to call this the finished piece, but I wanted to commit to the 10 hours. So I added Appa in the background in the sky, I added Tinkerbell, and then added Toothless in the sky back there, and then I added Stitch. I'm trying to figure out what else can I add to the table, so I added Pretty Patties on the plate and those bugs from the Lion King on Rafiki's plate, and now we're 8 hours in. I'm adding some shadows and highlights all around. I added Courage the Cowardly Dog because I really liked that show when I was younger. Now since we're almost done, I have to black out the screen because this is where I'm going to hide in all 10 of those hidden Mickeys, so try to see if you can find all 10 of them. I didn't make it too hard, but now the drawing is done. I just want to jump into Procreate to show you guys the canvas information so y'all can actually see that I did indeed do this in 10 hours. As you can see here, I did it in 10 hours and 2 minutes. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end. And I want to say thank you to everyone who supported my first video and who's going to be supporting me throughout my YouTube journey. This is going to be my first official full-length YouTube video. So subscribe so you can see more, and let me know in the comments what y'all would like to see next. So now if you made it all the way to the end, make sure you subscribe and interact so the algorithm can always bring you back, and look out for the next one. Bye. And let me know in the comments if you found all the Mickeys.